Hello everyone. It's Libra Finesse here, back with another snippet. This one is a snippet on one of my favorite YouTube vloggers. Her channel is Am I Trippin' or Not Tarot, and she calls herself the Ghetto Nun. She is just hilarious, entertaining. I love her reads. She's also another reader on YouTube who uses cards, but her cards are super animated and funny, and just the twist that she puts on every aspect that the card pulls is it's hilarious. So she did a read, and this one wasn't that long. I've passed on a lot of her readings to people who I know personally, and people who I don't even know. Like I'll meet people out at, let's say, Barnes and Nobles or shopping at Sprouts or whatnot, and they'll get into people that they're following, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. So I've passed on her videos to a lot of people, and a lot of her videos are long. Don't get me wrong; they're like maybe an hour and a half. But this particular one, which was a Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini reading for our air signs, and it only happened to be 35 minutes, but again, a lot of people are like, oh, that's too long, I can't watch it, blase, squaze, whatever the case may be. But like I say, I always, no matter who I'm doing a snippet on, I always encourage that you go and watch the video, because it's either very intuitive, very informative, funny, just for entertainment purposes. It's always a good time with the Ghetto Nun. So again, she did a air sign reading, which is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, and she talked about being free and being transparent. Also wanting to build, or for some people, because everything does not resonate with every freaking sign. Like if you're doing a Libra reading, and you can't expect it to just resonate with every sign, and she is very clear on that. Either resonate or don't fucking resonate is how she puts it. And I love it, because not everything is going to resonate with you or the next person. What's for somebody else may not be for the next person. But she talks about people being at a point in their life where you're leaving someone, you're making up your mind to build elsewhere, and not necessarily, oh, I'm leaving my wife or my husband, but you may be leaving a job, you may be leaving your boyfriend. And it's not for somebody else, but just to build yourself up in other aspects of your life. Now, other people, sometimes, we get into situations where we leave a person for another person. I think everybody's been guilty of that at some point in their life, or will be moving forward. But she's talking about whatever resonates with you, building elsewhere. She talked about it in living terms. Like, okay, someone may be moving, some may be out of state, or you just switching residences. She started it off like that. And then she got into people wanting a break from things. Me personally, I can relate to that, because I don't like to be, let's say for jobs, I don't like to be in someone else's office, or, working for a job for many years, because if you're woke and you're a conscious person, you think like, okay, I'm building up their business. How can I build my own business? How can I do this for myself? Like most woke conscious people think like that. Like, okay, this is just a stepping stone. I have a girlfriend who was working in an aerospace field for many years, and she would tell people, oh, this is just a stepping stone. And she meant that. And as of recently, she actually left the job. She left her job that she had been with over 10 years, because it was, granted, some may say that's a long stepping stone, but you have to do what you have to do to get to where you want to be. And sometimes that takes longer, for others. Sometimes it might take someone 5 years. It may take someone 10 years, or however you see fit for yourself. Everybody moves at different paces, and the Ghetto Nun touched on that. About also just making things work for you, just making your life work for you. It's not about what other people see or what other people are doing. You're just making, let your life work for you. She also talked about being in a set free mentality, just being free, period. Being free within yourself, being free within what you do, being free within what you believe, being free within what you speak. I really like that about her, because she's always promoting, be yourself, do you, the hell with what everybody else is doing. Don't follow the crowd, do what makes you happy. She, in one of her videos, she talks about I believe she worked in the cardiologist department at a hospital for over 10 years. And now she reads tarot. Every in life we grow, and we all grow in different directions at different times. You may be one spot in your life this year, and 3 years from later, you may be in another spot in your life because you're growing. I hats off to those people who work a job for 40 years, clock in and out day and night, retire, get the pen, a t-shirt, and call it a day. But moving forward, I believe this generation of people, we're not having that. You want to work for yourself for the next 40 years. You want to bring in your own income for the next 40 years, build your own brand, build your own empire. I believe in the 40s and 50s, and even before then, that getting a job and making it work for you and being that provider for your household, that's for those times. But I feel like life is ever evolving. We're always changing, and you should never just want to be complacent, especially at someone else's workplace. Like me, when I have clients, and I've worked in offices for years, for over 12 years, and you just get to a point where you feel like, I'm building for them. What are you building for yourself? I think that's the question that we have to ask ourselves. What are you building for yourself? Are you building wealth being at that job for yourself? Are you building your brand being at that job for yourself? 7 times out of 10, you're building for someone else. You're just there punching a clock. And while that may be fine and dandy for some people, a lot of people who are woke and who know themselves and are conscious, they're not happy with that. And she talks about that. I like that, because she's not promoting. She's basically promoting, do what makes you feel right. If you feel good working a job, do that. If you feel good building your brand, building your business, do that. Just be free. When she talks about that set free mentality, me personally, I feel like that's what she's really touching on for me. Now, it may not be the same for everybody else, but for me. And then she also talks about trusting your intuition and using discernment. She got on this when she started talking about the people that we deal with, because we as humans deal with some ain't shit ass people, and for whatever reason, good, bad, or indifferent, we continuously deal with those people until we've had enough. The whole world can tell you, oh, that person ain't no good for you, blah, blah, blah. But when you've had enough, my dad used to always tell me, only you know when you've had enough. And that is so true. Nobody can tell you when, how, and where to be tired, at what point in the relationship to be tired. It's just when you've had enough, then you'll let go. And the nun talks about that. She talks about using your intuition, trusting your intuition, and using your discernment when it comes to dealing with people, because we waste a lot of time. We waste a lot of time as human beings dealing with ain't shit ass people that show us they ass over and over and over again. And you have to ask yourself, do I like the way they ass look? Because they keep showing it to me. Day in and day out. Month in and month out. Year in and year out. You know this person. Everybody has a person like this in their life. You know this person. And she talks about just using your discernment. Making better choices. Making better decisions. Because you don't have... A lot of things we deal with, we don't have to. We choose to. And a good friend of mine told me a long time ago, either you are a victim or a volunteer to the bullshit. And I took that as, okay, it's only so much I'm going to sign up for. It's only so much I'm going to put myself through until people start looking at me like, you know what? Well, you singing the blues and you're a volunteer to that shit, because you can easily just walk away. I'm not saying everything is just, oh, I'm done, walk away, cut people off. But again, it goes back to only you know when you've had enough. Only you know. Use your discernment and trust your intuition, because I can't speak for men, but women, I know our intuition be spot on. I have had an intuitive sense about so many things, and I have been so right about it. And unfortunately, a lot of them I haven't followed through with. Some I did follow through with, but a lot of them I didn't follow through with. And I know when you get that burning desire within your soul and your gut, you feel it in your gut, follow that. I think that's what she means with that. Trust your intuition. Everybody's intuition is different, but follow that. Use your discernment and then follow that. The nun also talked about signs. she'll call out different signs for different cards. You know, she may pull a sign. A lot of people associate the devil card with Capricorn. Not that it's bad energy, but I mean, it could be good or bad just based on what the reading, how the reading is going. To me, that's how I see it. Every time somebody pulls the devil card, I'm not like, oh my god, it's the devil, it's horrible. It could just be based on that situation. Maybe that you're going through a bad situation, or maybe some things within your situation aren't good. That's all for you to differentiate. That's like we say, it either resonate or it don't resonate. And it don't, even when it does resonate, it don't resonate the same for everybody. So that's why I strongly, you know, advise people to go and watch the readings. Because even, not even watch them, just listen to them. Because the readings, yeah, they're long, but you'll be through that hour before you know it. If you're starting your dishes or starting your laundry, go listen to the reading, because she's so funny. She's hella funny. She's so funny. Later on in the reading, she talks about how it's hard to separate from some people, and this goes back to trusting your intuition and using your discernment. You know, we get comfortable with people's bullshit sometimes. You know, I was dealing with somebody where I would just have to laugh at the lies. It got to the point where I would just laugh at it, because it's like, really? You expect me to believe that? Like Lil' Kim said, God don't even believe that shit. Like, come on now. But I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm laughing at it, but I'm entertaining it. You know, I had to separate myself from that person, because the lies, you know, they become manipulative, and I'm entertaining manipulation upon myself. And you can say unbeknownst to you all you want to, but you know when somebody's bullshitting you. Everybody knows a bullshitter. I mean, it just, what level do you know them on? A lot of people are able to bullshit their whole life, bullshit their whole way through life, and it works for them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It works for them. But trust me, that shit always catch up to you all the time. Later on in the reading, she talks about getting to the coin. Basically, getting to your money. I guess, you know, for the air signs for that particular reading, the Libras, Geminis, and Aquarius, what came up to her is get to your money. Get to your money. Stay on your money. Stay on track with your money, because the reading really wasn't about much love or anything like that. Like a lot of people do love readings, and I don't think they plan it to just come out like that. That's just the way the cards lay. I'm not quite sure, because again, I'm not I don't read cards. I haven't delved into that yet. I would love to learn how, but I haven't delved into that yet. But a lot of people talk about love. She's just talking about getting to the money, staying on the money, staying on track with your money. She talks about making a decision to separate from bullshit and get your mojo back. And the way the cards had fell, I remember this particular point in the reading, the way the cards had fallen, she's like, yes, you're on track. You're on track. You got your mojo back. Get to the money. Stay to the coin. Get to all of that. You know, that's what our reading was mainly focused on, was getting to the money, staying with the money, because life is all about the journey. Life is about the journey. Life is good. Life is great. But life is about the journey. You have to find the joy in the journey. You have, like they say, find the joy in every moment. You have to find the joy in every moment in order to continuously enjoy the moments. You can't buy back 2 seconds ago. You can't buy back an hour ago. But if you're finding the joy in each moment, you'll have a great day every day. Now, I'm not saying that hard times won't come upon you. That's just life. But find the joy in that. Find the joy in the moment. No matter good or bad, find the joy in the moment, and you'll continuously have good moments throughout the day. I've really lived by that these past couple months. And granted, yes, I've had hard times and everything, but when you really focus on the joy in the moment, finding the goodness in the moment, think about it. You find the goodness in this moment. You find the goodness in the next moment. Find the goodness in the next moment. It's like a snowball effect. You keep finding the goodness in each moment. And before you know it, damn, the day's over and you had a great day. That's something to live by. That's really something to live by. Towards the end of the reading, she did talk about air signs looking for love. And for me, that just meant like looking for a new environment. Because you should love everything around you. And when she's talking about love, it's not, a man and a woman, or a man and a man, a woman and a woman. Look for the love in yourself. Find the love in yourself. Because like I stated earlier in one of my videos, you can't love somebody unless you love yourself. And that's point blank. You're not going to respect people unless you have respect for yourself. Everything that we are looking for in someone else, find it in yourself. And then that person will come along and you'll find it in that person, or you'll start seeing more of the beauty in everybody that's around you. I really strongly believe that. There was another vlogger who talked about that too. I'm gonna have to find that. I'm gonna have to go back to it. Then the nun talks about garnering the strength. For those that don't understand what that means finding the strength, gathering the strength, just to be who you want to be, to press forward. Like I said, yeah, you'll experience bad times. That's just life, but enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Find the joy in every moment so that you can enjoy the journey. When she talks about garnering the strength, that's what it means for me. That's what I take from it. And she also talks about having wisdom and the knowledge to do so. Have the wisdom to understand, okay, I'm going to gather the strength so I can get to my next destination. I'm going to gather the strength so I can get over X, Y, and Z, whether it be a person or whether it be a job, a relationship, intimate business, personal. Garner the strength so that you can get past that, so you can get to your next destination. Wisdom is everything. I really, really like how people use that. Wisdom is everything. And some people don't even know. I had some people ask me, well, what exactly is wisdom? It's the knowing. To me, wisdom is the knowing when and what to do, when to do it. Like, you're not living your life all willy-nilly over the edge. You're emotional Tuesday, you're psychotic on Thursday, you're bipolar on Saturday. Wisdom is just having the knowing. And we have to pray for that. I always say this daily. I thank the universe. Universe, thank you for keeping me wise, because it's important to be wise. In this day and age, it sucks that you're judged on, basically the way you look, the way you speak, the way you act. Pray for wisdom, people. Pray for wisdom. It'll get you through your days, and it'll bring you more abundance than you know. I swear it will. I've learned that the hard way, the easy way. I've learned. So the nun closes out her, I'm sorry, I'm trying to remember all this off top of my head, but she closes out her video saying, learn how to tell people to beat it. Get the fuck out of here, type of thing. And separate yourself from the BS, because it's not worth it at the end of the day. If you think about it, if you live a day and you just notice, oh, I've dealt with so much bullshit this day, tomorrow I'm not having it. You wake up tomorrow with a brand new attitude, a brand new song, you got a whole new outlook on life. I promise you'll see the difference. I promise you'll see the difference. And we have to get there, telling people to beat it. Don't deal with unnecessary bullshit, because it brings down your day. A lot of people involve themselves in shit that don't have nothing to do with them. Like, granted, as women, men gossip too, but women, we gossip. We talk, we chit-chat, shoot the shit. And I have mastered not getting involved. My girlfriends will call me and tell me X, Y, and Z is going on. Okay, I'll give my advice. We're not going to sit on the phone for 8 hours at a time talking about the shit. I'm going to give my advice and then we're done. I don't involve myself. I'll give my advice. I'll give my knowledge. If I have some knowledge and some wisdom in that aspect, or in that subject that we're talking about, but I don't involve myself to the point where, girl, no, girl, and I don't put my emotion into it. I love my friends, and granted, don't get me wrong, I've had my ups and downs with relationships, business, personal, intimate, and life, with my children. I've had my issues, but I don't have the type of friends that will just involve themselves. They'll give their advice, call and check up on me, bam, let's get over it. Let's move on to something more positive. And I feel like that's what the nun is talking about. Tell people to beat it. Tell people where to go and stick it. Granted, be there for your friends. Find the joys in those moments. I love when people call me and ask me for advice, because it makes me feel like, wow, someone's really listening to me. Someone really wants to know how I feel, think, or, how I would do certain things. And I do the same things with my friends. I'll call them for advice, but I feel like what she was saying, telling people to beat it, let people know where to get the fuck off. Let people know where. And you don't have to do it in a mean fashion. It's all about your tone and approach in life with things. But let people know. If they offend you, let them know. If you don't want to deal with them no more, tell them to beat it. Let them know. It's all about letting people know, living in your truth. Live in your truth. That's what I got from that reading. Again, it is Am I Tripping or Not Tarot. Her name is the Ghetto Nun. The reading was for an air sign. That is Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. I highly, highly suggest that you all check it out. Until next time, this is Libra Finesse. You all take care. Thanks.